the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending a few minutes of your time here with me today. It feels good to be back, bro. I've been down and out for over a week with the flu. All my kids got the flu. Currently, everybody's over it so far, except for my 15-month-old daughter, man. She's been having a real hard go of it. But here we are, man. I wanted to go over this trade I took yesterday, Wednesday, on the NAS100. All right. And I want you to burn this little image right here into your brain. Okay. So here's a 15-minute chart of the NAS showing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right. Now we know that Wednesday is always day 3 of the static, unchanging weekly day count. Right. So we don't necessarily need to be counting the days or figuring out the 3-day setup or whatever, but we did have Monday that just broke Friday's high, right? And then Tuesday broke Monday's low, which would confirm Monday's break of Friday's high as a false break, okay? Day 1, day 2, day 3 on Wednesday, right? Now, you can see I have this chart marked up a little bit differently, all right? And this is something that I've adopted from our good friend Sniper Trades there. If you haven't watched any of his YouTube videos, I highly suggest that you go do it. He has a special knack for breaking this stuff down in a very simple way, okay? So shout out to Sniper Trades. But here I've got, our peak formation high on Monday marked off, peak formation low on Tuesday marked off, all right? And this trend line here or whatever, right? I'm not really using this as a trend line. I'm more using it as a visual reference to sort of show me when we might be flipping, to the other side. The market may be shifting. We're starting to go upwards now. You can see right here, I have this little question mark here to sort of illustrate perhaps some higher highs on the inside, our first set of higher highs. Now, something that I find interesting about this, if you pay close attention, right, you can see that this market from Monday into Tuesday has been going lower. We're making lower lows on our way down, okay? But here on Wednesday, we just can't quite seem to make it back down here to put in the next lower low, right? The market starts going sideways, and then we hit the New York session and explode to the upside, right? Now, on the way down, when we're putting these lower lows in, these lower lows, this is the setup for the pump and dump. And you can see we get pump and dumps the whole way down, right? Here's a lower low, pump, dump. Lower low, pump into the Asia session, dump. Lower low, pump into London. The market kind of goes sideways and then pumps one more time going into the New York Open. Lower lows, right? Okay, so when we're putting in these lower lows on our way down, we can be looking for the pump and dump in whatever session you're trading, okay? We could have had one here in New York, one in Asia, one in New York, right? So I just wanted to point that out to you, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Now here on Wednesday itself, we have our Tokyo session and our London session. This indicator that I'm using is called trading sessions, okay? If you go into the drop-down menu in trading view for the indicators and you type in trading sessions, this will be the first indicator that's listed. There is no creator name next to it or whatever. It's just under technicals, okay? But what I like about this trading sessions indicator is that it plots the open, the close, the high, and low of the session, okay? And it does that in real time, which I find helpful for me, okay? So you can see here, we got our Tokyo session. Then in London breaks that Tokyo high, okay? So that's what I'm trying to show you here. London breaks out of Tokyo. We're making higher highs set up for the dump and pump, right? This market dumps down right into 930, back into these London levels before exploding to the upside. All right. And here were my trades that I took. All right. I just aimed for this higher high as my first initial target, right? Shut down most of my trade there at 110 pips. And then I left a runner in that took 40 more pips. So 150 pips total. And I ain't mad at it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even half the move, but I ain't mad at it. That was all I needed to make. Okay. I had a 20 pip stop loss on that trade. If I did let it run, which is something that I'm going to be, um, working on, there's always room for improvement, right? If I would have let it run all the way to the top, that was a 1 to 15 risk to reward type of trade, okay, which is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Kind of crazy. But super easy trade, very clean, well engineered chart, all right? And just based off of a simple process of tracking price action, okay? Tracking our peak formations. We're looking for a peak formation, consolidation for the trade. All right. Sideways coil for the trade. So I hope that makes sense, man. Real quick, real easy trade there on Wednesday. Congratulations to traders who took that trade. I know that there was at least one other person in the Discord who managed to snag that. Okay. But I appreciate y'all, your understanding, your patience with me while I've been out sick. But we're back in the game, bro. We are back with full force. All right. I appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.